You would think that with unemployment being one of the biggest stressors for young people, when any job comes on the market, they will be willing to go through what it takes to get the job. But no, that's not what we are seeing. We are seeing candidates questioning the hiring processes of potential employers. Recently, a graduate, or I think a candidate, recently emailed a potential employer and said, I thought you saw that I have 1, 2, 3 qualifications that make me suitable for the job. And if that is not enough, then I'm not coming to join you because I'm not taking your psychometric tests. Let's face it, hiring has evolved over the years, where employers require your CV, of course, but they also now use AI-driven technology to filter through qualifications. We're starting to see a rise in psychometric personality and cognitive tests that are being sent out to candidates before they get a job. We also see case studies being given, or technical questions. Why? Because employers are also tired of people that say they can do all these things, but come to the job and you find the person is actually not competent at all the things written on their CV, or even things they spoke about in the structured interviews. But we should also face it that this process has become very cumbersome and rigorous. While it serves the potential employer, candidates are bound to be burnt out just from it. Research says that baby boomers and generation X are likely to go through psychometrics and not even question it, go through 6 interviews as you require and not question it. Millennials will do it because they want to get the job, but they always report that they were stressed and the process felt winding and too long and exhausting. And unless they really do need the job, they would not have, if they didn't really need the job, they would not have gone through that process. Whereas Gen Z, which is becoming the new workforce, is actually questioning the whole process and saying, I'm not going to go through this job if it has a psychometric test. But why do we have that divide where an employer is really wanting to find the best candidate, whereas an employee is also looking for a job, but a candidate is looking for a job, but they all separate? It's because there are 2 things that are missing here. Alignment of values. Your organization needs to explain to the candidate that our values are like this, and we do want to find someone who aligns with those values. If Gen Z candidates understands and aligns, they are likely to go through what it takes for them to get the job. The second thing is transparency. A hiring manager needs to start from the top and say, dear candidate, our interview process has 6 steps, and align those steps and outline those steps clearly to the candidate so that there are no surprises, there are no second interviews that come out of the blue according to the candidate, though that's your process. But if you outline this process to your candidates, they know what to expect, and they are likely to follow through what is required of them. I know that companies like IBM are starting to also use AI technology to do, video kind of interviews where screening is done from a self-recorded video. Maybe that's something we can try before we even push candidates forward through an interview processes. And as for the candidates, if something is not working for you, I think it's good to ask better, like, how does this align to what I am trying to achieve, or to the role that I'm going to play if I'm successful, and how did you not receive it from my CV? On another note, though, I must tell you already, we are a corporate behavior consulting firm, and we do know that you may have the perfect qualification, but we need to understand if there is a personality fit, a mindset fit to the role and the organization as it stands. So maybe when you ask the hiring manager the purpose, they will explain that to you, and then you will also see if you're willing to go through with the process. Can I just close by saying that I do understand job searching is stressful as it is, and hiring managers need to be more cognizant of that fact before they add 300 other steps. that they had not communicated to the candidate. At the same time, candidates need to be willing to open up and ask questions to understand why things are being done in the way they're being done, so that we can manage the stress better as we find the right candidate and as candidates find the right job for themselves. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next Workplace Wellness Story Time. Thank you.